Assalamualaikum and very good morning to Prof. Sivara. My name is Muhammad M. Basri, D0520100085 from BMF. Today I want to present about my part, that is Section 16 and 17 General Duties of Employee and Self-Employed Person. Nowadays, many countries are racing to reach the maximum point in order to get lots of benefit from all countries around the world, not excluding Malaysia. In Malaysia, there have been many improvements in various sectors such as economic development and so on. To realize this aspiration, Malaysia has provided many employment opportunities to all Malaysians. In addition, Rancangan Malaysia ke-12, that is RMK-12, was introduced. Section 16. Duty to formulate safety and health policy. Section 17. General duties of employer and self-employed person to person other than their employees. Section 16. Except in such cases as may be prescribed, it be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person to prepare and as often as may be appropriate revise a written statement of his general policy with respect to the safety and health, a work of his employees and the organization and arrangement for the time being in force for carrying out that policy, and to bring the statement and revision of it to the notice of all of his employees. Section 17. It should be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person to conduct his undertaking in such a manner as to ensure, so far as is practicable, that he and other person not to being his employees who may be affected thereby are not thereby exposed to risk to their safety and health. It should be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person in the prescribed circumstance and in the prescribed manner to give to person not being his employee who may be affected by the manner in which he conduct his undertaking the prescribed information on such aspect of the manner in which he conduct his undertaking as might affect their safety or health. Section 16 states the duty for the employees and self-employed person to formulate safety and health policy. According to this section, the employers as well as the self-employed person have the responsibility to prepare the safety and health policy at their workplace. Besides, they are also required to regularly revise the policy made regarding safety and health at the workplace so that the written statement will always be up to date. It should be reminded that all process of formulating the policy regarding safety and health may be known toward all employees. In simple word, an employer must also prepare a written statement of his general policy, organization, and arrangement for safety and health at work, keep it up to date, and bring it to the notice of his employees. This session focusing on the other people that also will come to the workplace, not only the employees. The employer and self-employed person have an additional duty to ensure that so far as it's practicable, a person other than his employee who might be affected is not exposed to any health and safety risk. Hence, the employer and self-employed person have the responsibility in any way to ensure the safety of other people who are not their employees and protect them from any possible danger and risk. Employers and self-employed person also need to inform the people who are not the employees about the danger and risk that they may expose to at the workplace. For example, danger from machinery of plant where the public have access, or from the conveyance of substance in public area under certain prescribed circumstances. He must also give to people other than his employees information on aspects of his activities that might affect their safety and health. For this section, it has put forward about the safety and health of employees that should be managed by the employer well. Therefore, it is a shared responsibility between the employees and also the employer. For the first, prepare the written statement that contain the rule. This written statement must be clear and easy to be understood by every of employees. Then, as an employer, we should appropriately revise the written statement so that we won't miss any kind of information that we want to get through among the employees. Then, all the organization and agreement carrying out the policy, they must do enforcement on the policy so that the number of accidents might be decreased than before. Last but not least, notify the employees. The employer must tell them about the written statement so that nobody got hurt later. This session focusing on the people that also will come to the workplace, not only the employees. As we know, workplace is the place that exposed to danger because there is a lot of compulsory work and so on that can lead to serious injury. For that, it goes to employer and self-employed person responsibility to warn their loved belong about the danger and risk that they exposed to at the workplace. For example, employers site establish or update operating procedure and communicate them so that employees and non-employees follow the instruction about safety and health requirement. The reason is to give people who is not being his employees who might be affected by manner in which he conduct these undertakings prescriptive of information or such aspect of the manner in which he conduct his undertaking as might affect their safety or health. With the implementation of the rule, it is hoped that the safety of these employees and the public are better protected and committing accident could be prevented. Since there will be change in most organizations in terms of hazard control measure and personnel in charge, employers are therefore required to review the policy periodically. It needs to be signed and led by the employer that is Chief Executive Officer. Risk management team may have SHE policies which cover all the aspects that is safety, health and environment. These policies are acceptable as long as information on organization and arrangement to ensure safety and health in the workplace are included in this policy. So the both sides may get advantage if they follow on the policy. First of all, advantage on employer or self-employed person are their company or agency can gain trusted by other people so that many employees will come and work to them, with that the number of accidents in their company will be decreased or prevented. At the end, it will create a harmony environment at the workplace. Secondly, advantage on employees are their safety and health is being cared by the employer. It will create the respect value on their employer, so the productivity of the company will increase. Persons who are authorized to enter the premise should be considered as visitors and are covered under this section. Those who enter the premises without permission are considered as trespassers and are not covered under this section. Under the law of tort, trespassing children are covered if there is an element of allurement in the area. From this, we know that non-employees also be cared from other risks or danger. So, with this, non-employees must follow the instruction that been displayed at the main entrance, because with that rule, they can know where the place that could enter and not to be entered. For both sections, we know that a person who contravenes the provision of Section 15, 16, 17, or 18 should be guilty of an offence and short on conviction, be liable to a fine not exceeding Rm 50,000 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years or to both. In other words, the stakeholder will get hurt if the subordinates do things that are forbidden in OSHA. In turn, it will result in the stakeholder receiving severe penalties. Hence, the natural person, body corporate, and uncorporate can be found guilty and liable to fine.